crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Big Square Road.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chuggy coffee. I'm back in the saddle again. Had to get out of town. Had to get out. I knew a bunch of chaos would be going on around now, and I'm like, you can either dig yourself into the middle of it, or you can just stand back and let it happen. Life is funny that way. I'm usually digging in the middle, but when the real chaos comes back, I'm going to sit back. So when Amy and I went off, did our thing for about a week, and now we're back. Didn't look at emails, didn't do anything. Actually did a lot of soul searching and work on the spiritual realms, which is extremely invigorating, exciting. It's the more important work than what the ridiculous chaos that's going on now. But I'll get to that in a second. An interesting note for you silver bugs. Silver broke its 50-day moving average, so boom, it's going to start running. Here's the problem. The controllers of silver now are no longer JP Morgan, no longer Citibank, HSBC. It's BlackRock and especially a company called Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial's high-frequency trading. You're going to see volumes go through the roof. Voila. 650 million ounces of electronic silver traded yesterday on the COMEX complete bullshit. The CFTC they're either criminal or corrupt. I've been saying it for years. I mean, they're either stupid, like literally stupid, or really corrupt. Unfortunately, it's probably 90% stupid and 10% corrupt. What do you do? It's always been the running joke of the regulators, at least within the brokerage communities and riggers, that the SEC hires good, corrupt lawyers. The CFTC hires dumb lawyers. Just make them as stupid as possible. And voila. Here you get silver market rigging. Yeah, don't be confused. This is 100% market rigging. Until we get over $400 or $500, we're looking at a rigged market. So it's completely rigged right now. So don't get too excited. This 50-day moving average is not far away. It was at $25. It broke it, and instantly everyone's like, oh yeah, I'm so excited. Silver's it's going to run to $800 and blah, blah, blah. It could. It absolutely could. It should. It absolutely should. But it's not a freely traded market. Remember that. We're trading futures and options. That's all. This number right here is just futures and options. It's got nothing to do with physical silver. I'll show you an really interesting point. Over the last, this is a 20-year chart, all this stuff is fake. The run up to $50 silver back in 2011 was JP Morgan. A guy named Bill Daley, the JP Morgan SWAT team leader, was put as Barack Obama's chief of staff in order to facilitate the rise and fall of silver in 2011. 100% rigged. And it's so easy to do with computers. And who is the biggest computer rigging machine? Steve Mnuchin, the head of IT for Goldman Sachs. IT, information technology, the head of computer market rigging for Goldman Sachs, is now our U.S. Treasury Secretary. And oh, by the way, a company that took over the rigging, two companies, BlackRock and Virtu Financial. Virtu Financial, Vinny Viola, I think he ran the NYMEX when Bernie Madoff was running the NASDAQ. They both split off, created computer trading companies to help the bad guys rig the markets, and voila. Vince Viola is the man when it comes to, if you're looking for a rigger. That's why Donald Trump wanted to hire him as chief of the Navy. That's how important the economic system is to stay under control. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I'm happy we have over $25 silver. It's part of the process. But at the same time, you are going to have to prepare yourself for a slam down below $50. Right now, all the tech traders are getting in because we're over the 50-day moving average, right? So the tech traders are like, these are the weakest hands there are. because they only buy on these signals. So what's going to happen? Most likely, it'll go up a little bit and then get slammed down under the 50-day moving average. How do we know this? Because it happens time and time again. Let's look at when J.P. Morgan did it last. Let's just look at this year. Look at the 1 year. So here we had it moving up over the 50-day moving average back on February 14th. Everybody's all excited, right? March is a delivery month. It was $17.50 and it ran up to $18. Everybody's like, oh my God, we're going to hit $20. This is so exciting. All the weak hands get in there and then bam, slam down not only below the 50-day moving average, but below the 200-day moving average. And that's when JP Morgan took it down to $12. So do not underestimate the power of these professional market riggers or the corruption within the CFTC, the Trump administration, and the Wall Street banks. Market rigging is America these days. America cannot survive without market rigging anymore. That's what happens when you start out just kind of distorting the markets and you end up full distortion. And that's where we are. We can't get out of it unless we totally destroy everything, which is coming. So the last time, again, started on February 26th. Remember, March was the delivery month. So get prices down in case they have to deliver. They can buy them cheap. And then bang, they slammed down right into the middle of March. If we carry that on to December, because December is the next delivery month, they're going to do that. Maybe slam it down below the 200-day moving average, which is below $20. They could do it at any time. But if they go by this, again, these are different market riggers. And then look what happens after. Bang. From $12 to $28, over double. That's what market. The amazing thing is, it's like the past 8 years, we had the highest prices of silver and the lowest prices of silver in the past 8 years, just this year. Explain to me, CFTC, you wonderful gurus of market regulation, explain to me how that happens when the supply and demand of silver has been pretty much steady, as usual. Coming out of the ground, silver is it only varies about 4 or 5% per year. Why is silver the most volatile metal of all of them? Because of market rigging, because it is the most important metal. Word on the street, they have decided to move the price of silver from where it is today to $600 to $800. And I'm even hearing some circles that the last meeting was $900. After the system crashes. But it won't be on the COMEX. That's the thing that needs to go away. So right now, what do? You get physical silver in your own possession. If you don't have a local guy, call Andy Schekman or send Andy an email. Andy@milesfranklin.com, MILESFRANKLIN.com. And you could still get silver for under $30, maybe. It's starting to run, so I don't know how long that's going to last. Watch when we hit $30, what happens. Watch when we hit $50, what happens. If it's freely traded, they should skyrocket from there. And will Virtu Financial be ballsy enough to short into the rise? That's what we're looking for. Who's going to be selling into the rise? Somebody obviously is selling massive amounts of silver futures. As a matter of fact, 650 million ounces of silver futures were sold yesterday. 650 million ounces, and they only mine 850 million a year in silver. And that's all the capital, all the machines and the land and the permits and the employees. And yet on the COMEX, they do 650 in a day because they're fake. Our whole world is fake. Everything is fake. But hey, there are moments of reality. This is the silver delivery months. As you can tell, December is the next big one. And where are we with silver delivery on the COMEX? Right here, 113,000 contracts. That would be, what is that? 500 million, 600 million ounces or so. Close to 600 million ounces ready to be delivered. Good luck. Does this go down by the end of November? Yes. How much? Nobody knows. There's new players in there now. The question between now and the end of November is who is going to short? Clearly somebody is shorting. And the open interest even changed, this is the daily trades, the insanity. Open interest went up 2,500 contracts. So somebody took a 2,500 contract short. Ted Butt will be checking that out. At $25, somebody put on a 2,500 contract short. Let's do the math. 2,500 times 5,000, which is the amount of ounces in the contract. 12.5 million ounces. 12.5 million ounces. Somebody just took that short position for December. Well, it's already over 600, but somebody added at $25. Say it goes up $10, that's a $120 million loss. We will see what happens if the price of silver runs to $35. But here's the other problem. A lot of these entities on the other side don't have the credit. And ultimately, it's a credit, it's a counterparty game. So, all right, that's what I got for you there. And at the same time, the cryptos are being allowed to run. Now, cryptos are rigged by both the good guys, the bad guys, the crypto cabal, the deep state, the pedo state, everything. Cryptos are the most manipulated out of anything. But hey, they get manipulated up just like they get manipulated down. Bitcoin is going to run to 100,000. 100,000 Bitcoin, and then the altcoins, who knows where they go. I do want to point out something. Bitcoin's at 15,532, and rightfully so. The financial system is changing. Here's the big one. Number 9 on the list is Litecoin. Litecoin is hand in hand working with Bitcoin as a means of exchange. Bitcoin refuses. The Bitcoin core developers and the main people in Bitcoin refuse to adapt and adjust. They're locking up Bitcoin like you wouldn't believe. It is so expensive to send a Bitcoin transaction. But not Litecoin. And oh, by the way, did I tell you the Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio is 250 to 1 right now? Does that remind you of anything? Like the gold-silver ratio being out of whack? But this is massively. Litecoin will go 4 to 1, probably 1 to 1. Why? Because Litecoin is more useful than Bitcoin. And it's a sounder blockchain. It's never gone down. Yeah, I know, Bitcoin's a sounder blockchain. But the reality is, Litecoin is much, 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 much more useful than Bitcoin. So I do see that ratio going to at least 4 to 1. And right now it's a 250 to 1. The PayPal announcement is just one of many. Wait till Amazon announces they're going to be accepting Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Those are the 4 that are going to run with it. Now, why Ethereum with PayPal? Ethereum's not a cryptocurrency. I guess it could be used as one, but it's a platform token. They're probably going to be building stuff. They're probably going to be building stuff on Ethereum at PayPal. So yeah, I get it that they included it. I think they should use Theta over Ethereum. Ethereum's extremely expensive. I know they're developing and 2.0 is coming, and you don't need it. You don't need it anyway. They haven't announced yet. Theta has not announced yet that the smart contracts are up and running. The beta is up and running. But that'll be soon, this quarter. They haven't missed one of their announcements. Let's take a look and see where Theta is. Remember, it used to be 60, 70 on the list. I think it's down to 30-something. 32, up 15, 16%, only because it went down so much. Theta's at 67 cents. At $1, we'll probably be changing the Theta giveaway at Road to Rudo. Right now, we're giving away 25 Theta and 25 Theta Fuel. But, who knows what's going to happen to cryptos. Right now, if you look at the Fear Greed Index, this is Private Road to Rudo, we're at extreme. Extreme greed right now in cryptos. Why? Because the price is up so much and there's all this hype around, the old monetary system's going to change on January 1st. Who knows? We just lived through it, right? So I am pumped about Theta. All the metrics. I don't even look at the price, truthfully. What I look at is how many Theta are being locked up into the Guardian node, and it's over half of all of them. Over, I think it's 530 million right now locked up. Wait till it gets 700, 800, 900 million, and then everybody's going to start saying, "Oh my God, I have to get my hands on the very last Theta that can be used to mine Theta Fuel." And Theta Fuel will be earned by people sharing their broadband, which you can do today, by the way. Go to thetatoken.org and download the Edge Cache node. Edge Cache node. And that allows you to share your broadband and, oh, by the way, earn Theta Fuel for free. Check it out. Anyway, yes, Theta is going to run to the thousands, according to Michelle Whitedove, and according to Big Swear. Into the thousands, not thousand, thousands. Out of everything, I think Theta is the most undervalued. Other than, I think, short-term silver is much more undervalued than anything on planet Earth. But Theta will, as the Theta adoption begins to really take hold and the internet starts failing because there's not enough room, Theta will easily jump into that spot and people will start sharing their Theta, their broadband to earn Theta Fuel, and that will fix the internet. It's the internet 2.0. That's the plan of the big guys. Samsung coming out with a new phone in December. I bet you it features heavily Theta. And many others. Lots going on behind the scenes in Theta. Lots of big money trying to position themselves to be a miner. And at Road to Ruta, that's what I teach you how to do right here on the Theta page. If you don't know anything about cryptos, the very first article on the private road, I teach you, let me read you what I do. The goal of this private road page is to get private road members into a position where they can safely buy, store, and stake Theta tokens. For all other information about Theta, you can do YouTube searches. All it teaches you is to buy it, to store it, and to stake it. I've yet to have a customer who wasn't able to do it. I've had customers give up. I said, "Come on, work with me." And they're like, "No, I refuse. I'm going back to silver." But you will not regret it. And right now you can get a full Theta node that's 10,000 Theta for $6,740. Or you could do more. And yes, I do believe by the end of the year, Theta will be well above $1, maybe inching up on $2 or $3. And it's 67 cents right now. And that's a matter of weeks. They have some big announcements. Number one is smart contracts. Number two is Coinbase. Right now, it's hard to get Theta. I teach you how to get it on that page on the private road. But when Coinbase adds Theta, good night. It opens up a whole new world for Theta investment in Theta. And for the tech investors to get involved. Not crypto investors. Tech investors. Tech investors will understand what Theta is doing a lot more than, a crypto investor can't explain to you what a CDN is. Content delivery network. They can't. They just that is beyond the analysis of a crypto investor. Tech investors, yeah, that's what they do. That's what they invest in. They know that shit, and they have massively more money than the crypto investors. And the crypto investors, they'll flow with the wind. They go, where the shiny object is. Whereas the tech investors invest in the long term. If you're a tech investor, you're going to want as much Theta node, big of a Theta node as you can get. A Theta Guardian node, or a validator node, even better. Yes, I think there's going to be 20, and there's only 13 right now. That means who's left to come on? Amazon probably, PayPal probably. This is a big deal. And you heard it on the Road to Ruta. All right, I promise to weigh in on the election. Unfortunately, I can't talk about the election. I can. I'm putting it on the private road. because of the conspiracy type stuff. So go to the private road at Road to Ruta. More information at roadtoruta.com. Hit subscribe today. For joining, you get 25 Theta and 25 Theta Fuel. So part 2 of this discussion about the election, where I think we're headed and what's happening, I put on the private road. So head over there, all you private road members. And don't forget, we're doing a live chat. Live chat today at 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time on Road to Ruta. This is November 26th. Talk to you guys later.